Going. Alrighty, well, welcome to the call, everybody. It is May 7th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So this is our second of three getting started or restarted and simplifying your Wildtree business training calls that we're doing today. So my name is Jutta Stoffaker, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a director in East Washington. I'm super excited to be sharing some simple tips with you guys that will hopefully help you in your business. So whether you're brand new or wanting to restart your business, or maybe you're a seasoned rep, I feel like these are things we should all be doing. So we don't ever outgrow really just doing the basics in our business. It's kind of what keeps us going. And so anyways, I'm just going to dive right in here. And when we're done with this call, or if you're listening to the recording later and you hear all this information and you feel like you have some questions or even a little bit overwhelmed, please reach out to me or your upline. And I know Jacqueline Kennedy's team may be listening to this call as well. So just reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you answer questions and kind of guide you. Okay, so number one, the very most important thing that you can start with is, what is your vision? What is your why? Why are you doing this Wildtree business? Take a few minutes to think about this and then write out your goals in present tense as if they've already happened. So an example would be, since we just went on the incentive trip, we can use that as an example. So let's say that you're trying to earn the trip to Cartagena, Colombia next year. Your goals in present tense might look like this. It might say, I just earned the incentive trip to Colombia. I'm so excited to be taking my husband on an all-inclusive vacation. And maybe even go further to say, we just arrived and we're walking down the beach, feeling this warm ocean. I'm looking around thinking like all my hard work paid off and I get to celebrate this time with him. So that's an example of what, writing your goals in present tense would look like. It could be as simple as writing out something that says, I just sat down and paid my bills, and for the first time in a long time, I had enough money to pay all of my bills and money left over so that we can have a date night, or money left over to put into savings for a college savings account for our kids, or whatever it is. But when you write it out in present tense, it connects your emotions to your goals, and it's really, really powerful. So I really encourage you guys to not skip that step and really take a few minutes to think about your goals, write them out as if they've happened. Don't be afraid to dream big. And just keep in mind that this is what is going to make you do the work even when you don't feel like doing it. So then another thing to think about is, what is your worth it number? So at the end of the day, this is probably the funnest job that you'll ever have, but there is still some work involved. So what is it going to take to make it worth your time to do the work? And that might be just, if I'm making at least $250, $500 a month, it's worth it for me. You might be thinking like, I need to make $2,000 a month to really make this worth my time because I'm busy. I really need this extra money, whatever it is. Obviously, keep in mind your goals and your worth it number and all those things are going to continue to change as your business grows. So it's not something that you write out right now and then that's the end all. It's like, you're going to write something for now, and then as you get growing, you'll keep editing and changing those goals along the way. So in addition to your personal goals, Wildtree has some really fun incentives as well. So I'm going to share a screen here. Bear with me. Let's see here. Okay, and so this is going to pertain to brand new reps. If you've been in the business, well, if you're in your first 120 days, then this is going to pertain to you. So if you're not on, I don't know, I have you on mute here. Candace, are you able to see the screen?
I am not, but I can pop into it when you put it back on our on the Facebook page. I can jump in and look at the screen then.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So right now I'm sharing the screen that's called our Get Cookin' brochure. So it's our Get Cooking incentive that Wildtree offers. And this is kind of like our fast start or whatever you want to call it for brand new reps. It's really exciting. So in the days 1 through 20, you're going to get $25 in business bucks. I'm sorry, in days 1 through 120, you're going to get $25 in business bucks for every qualified recruit that you sign up in the business. Qualified recruit means they sell $350 worth of Wildtree in their first 60 days. And then days 1 through 30 is level 1. If you sell $1,000 in commissionable sales, then you're gonna get another Wildtree Wellness Shaker bottle, which is great. So you can take that to your party and sample the shakes. And then it just goes up from there. I'm not going to go into every detail of these, but the Get Cooking incentive is really designed to get your business off to a strong start and help you be very successful. The idea is to promote to team leader in your first 120 days, and it's very, very doable. So that's something that I say, print it out. It might come in your starter kit. I'm not sure, it probably does, but put that in your office, on your bulletin board, on your fridge, wherever you're going to see it all the time, and really kind of keep track of that on your calendar so you are hitting those targets and getting all of those awesome freebies. The next incentive that I'm going to talk about here is our incentive trip. So every year we've got an incentive trip. The 2019 incentive trip is to Cartagena, Colombia. I can tell you we were just in Panama. It was unbelievable, amazing trip. So much more than I ever imagined. And Colombia is going to be probably even more amazing because it's on the Caribbean side, and I love that nice, clear, warm water and white sandy beaches. So here's the deal. I signed up in Wildtree 4 years ago in April. I earned the trip for 2 that year. So I'm telling you guys, it's May 7th right now. You have more than enough time to earn the trip. So don't be shy. Don't be timid. Don't think you can't do it. Print out this trip tracker. I will post all of these documents, by the way, on our team page, so you'll have access to all of them. But print out the trip tracker and start tracking your trip. What we're doing on our team page is once a month. You might have seen this today. So once a month we're gonna fill in our trip tracker. Make sure it's up to date, and then post a picture of it on our team page. And so I know like Molly, Luke, posted hers, and I posted mine today. But what's really important about that is just, it's kind of like budgeting. Like, you want to see where you're at so that you can divide up what still needs to be done by the number of months that are left in the trip earning period, so that you can just kind of be gauging your work towards that. So if earning the trip is something that you're even considering, please, please, please print out the trip tracker and let's have a conversation. I can help you map it out to what that looks like every month, and you'll be shocked at how much easier it is to do than you could ever imagine. So I'll tell you, going on the trip, you come home, you're so motivated, you're so excited to get back to work, and you never want to miss another incentive trip after you've been on one. Okay. Yeah, super fun. Free vacations are what it's all about. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, what do you have to do to reach your goals? Like, okay, that's all fun and fine and dandy. We have our goals, but what kind of work does that look like? So let me find the sheet here. We have what's called income tracks with Wildtree, which is really great. It's based on statistics, and it literally breaks it down to what will you have to do to earn X amount of dollars per month. So let's just start at, let's start with, there's different tracks. There's a green track, a silver track, gold track, on up. And I'm sharing this document on the screen as well. So this will be on the recording and also posted on our team page. But let's look at the silver track. If you wanted to be making $2,020 a month and 83 cents, this breaks down into 6 parties a month. Actually, you're booking 6 parties a month and 5 are only taking place. You are you're having 2 one-on-ones per week. Actually, you're scheduling 2 one-on-ones and 1 is only taking place. So this allows for actually some cancellations, because that's reality. Sometimes that happens. You're going to have 2 recruits per month and be making 8 phone calls per day. So essentially, this income tracks, breaks down exactly the activities that you need to be doing to make the money that you want to make. And it's not going to be like that month necessarily. You're going to have to build up, because I think at this point, I'm looking here. Yeah, this is an average for the year. So you're going to kind of, you're going to get that ball rolling, get some stuff going on. And then that's the kind of work that you're going to want to be doing on a regular basis to hit that income level. So again, this is something to talk to your upline leader about, because you're going to want to kind of look at these different income tracks and decide where you want to be, and then we'll help you with that. But what's so great about it is it really maps it out for you, is like exactly how much do you need to be selling, how many parties do you need to be doing, and then on average, how many people do you need to be calling or reaching out to in order to get those bookings, etc. So that is all figured out for you, which is great. And so then I guess that kind of brings us to, how are you going to make this happen? So this is how I like to start. And if you're on my team, you've probably heard me say this already, but let me actually get out of this screen share mode. Okay. So you want to get out your calendar and start by writing and filling in the things that you cannot or will not change on your calendar, okay? So if you work, then obviously your work schedule goes on your calendar. If your kids have activities that you are going there or taking them there or whatever, write those things out. Maybe you have date night that you guys do, date night every Friday night, and that's non-negotiable. Write that in, because it's really important that you make your priorities, which is really, your family and that type of thing. And then what you want to do after that is look for the pockets of time that you can work your business. So most people feel like they're super busy and they don't know how they're going to fit anything else into their schedule. But if we're all really honest with ourselves, we probably waste a lot of time during the day, to be completely honest. So if you write this out and you look for those pockets of time, it's not really that hard to find little chunks of time that you can work your business. And so there's two different things that you're going to want to spend your time doing in your business. One would be obviously parties. That's going to take a little bit more time, because you're going to be gone from the house a few hours. So those are going to be chunks of time that maybe is going to be obviously like an evening or weekend time that you would be doing your parties. But the other amount of time that's really, really important, and usually is pretty easy to fit into your schedule, is your office time. And really what we like to view that as is like using that time as a power hour. So that's when you are really reaching out to people about the business, about booking a party, the business opportunity. If you have somebody who's already booked a party, you're coaching your hostess, you're checking in with her regularly, making sure that she's been reaching out to her guests and she has people coming, and just kind of keeping that connection. It's super, super important for being successful in this business. So if you can find 5 hours a week, which might sound like a lot, but let's say you break it up into like even 30-minute chunks. So you do power half hours, if that's what it is. That is the most amount of time that you're going to have to spend in your office doing power hours, if you are intentional, uninterrupted, and you have you're organized. So you need to have your list of people figured out ahead of time, so that when you go to sit down and spend your time doing the power hour, you know exactly the people that you're reaching out to, and then it's super, super effective. So let's say you're spending 5 hours a week in your office. Maybe one of those hours you're dividing up, a little bit of time to get organized for the week. Maybe one day a week is Sunday or Monday. You want to spend that time getting organized, who you're going to be reaching out to. And then the other 4 hours you're going to spend really reaching out to people. So anyways, it's basically, it's going to look different for everybody, because if you work full time, obviously you don't have the flexibility as like a stay-at-home mom, or even somebody who just works from home or whatever, if you're leaving your house and you're going to a job. So you're going to want to probably spend your power hour time using like your lunch break to be really efficient. Would be awesome. Let's say you have an hour lunch break. You eat your lunch, probably does not take you more than 30 minutes to eat your lunch. You could spend that other 30 minutes reaching out to people. If you're organized and you have that list of people that you just grab your little notebook, take it with you, and you reach out to people on your lunch break, most of the time, I feel like we're texting people, you know, because that's how people respond the quickest to you. And so if you're just sending out text messages during your lunch break, I mean, you can cruise through, you know, probably 10 text messages in no time if you have that list ready. And then you've gotten, you know, a 30-minute power, half hour done in the middle of your workday, which is awesome. Otherwise, you're going to spend some time either in the evenings or weekends, obviously doing like your office work if you're working full-time somewhere else. So, you know, if you do your lunch breaks Monday through Friday, that's 5 half hours. Then maybe you could do the evenings like 30 minutes, and then you cranked out Monday through Friday. You've done all your reach outs. However it works for you. If weekends are better, just do it all on Saturday and Sunday. Break it into the 2 days. But you want to be blocking out the time that you're committing to do your Wildtree business work, office work, and most importantly, be uninterrupted. So the way to do this, if you've got little ones at home and you have a husband or wife or, you know, whatever, get your family involved so that they're supportive. So talk to them in advance. Say, this is when it's going to be my office time. Maybe with your little kids, you give them marbles for not interrupting you, you know, so they say like, you're like, mommy's going to be in the office for 1 hour. If you don't interrupt me the whole time I'm in the office, I'll give you a marble. At the end, once you have 5 marbles in your jar, then we're going to go get ice cream or something like that. But get them involved so they feel supported. They'll probably want you to go do work if you're bribing them with ice cream or whatever they like. You know, they'll probably be like, Mommy, when are you going to work next? Because I already have 4 marbles and I want 1 more so we can go do our special day or whatever. You know, kids like, I mean, it's pretty easy to please the little ones. So, oh, hi, Tasha. I see somebody new just popped on. So, and then when you're doing your time blocked schedule, treat your time slots as if they're appointments. So we are a world of interruptions and distractions at this point. Like, it is so hard to sit down and focus on something and not be interrupted. So you have to be very intentional about this. So if you get a text message, you're just gonna ignore it. I mean, chances are you've got your phone in your hand because you're reaching out to people. So you can't really just leave your phone somewhere else. You're gonna need it. So you just have to know, don't even look at your text message. The little red dot will stay there and it'll remind you to get back to it later. Just continue on with what your plan was. Shut off your Facebook notifications because that is like the biggest time stealer of all is Facebook. You know, it's just popping up left and right. So, you know, just get rid of any distractions like that. And if you're treating your time block time like it's an appointment, I was giving the example before, like, okay, if you're getting your teeth cleaned, like you're not grabbing your phone really quick because someone text messaged you or, you know, getting a Facebook notification and doing something else. Like you're sitting there in the chair getting your teeth cleaned for an hour, however long it takes for that to happen. So treat your time blocked work schedule the same way. Like, hey, this is non-negotiable. I'm going to be unavailable to anybody else for whatever, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever amount of time you've blocked out for that. Okay, so then moving on. The next thing that you're going to want to do, once you basically at this point, just to rehash what we've gone over, you've gotten clear about your vision and your goals, why you're even doing this Wildtree business, okay? You've got that written out in present tense as if it's already happened, so you're getting excited about that. Let's see here, I'm just going through here. You figured out, talk to your upline about what do you have to do to reach your goals, like how many parties does that look like, how much in sales, however you're doing your business, and then how are you going to make this happen? So you've written out on your calendar the things you cannot or will not change, and then you've looked for those pockets of time that you can work your Wildtree business so that, you know, it's not just, like basically if you look at it like, I'll get to that when I have some spare time, you know how that works. Like nobody ever has spare time. And so you have to be intentional about finding those pockets of time, okay? So you've done all that. The next step is to complete your contact list of 100. You might be thinking, I don't know 100 people, but you probably do, first of all. Second of all, let me find the screen so I can show it to you. Second of all, you don't have to fill the whole thing out right in the beginning. Just start filling it out, and then you can keep going back to it. Here we are. Okay. So this contact list of 100, it's just this old sheet. It's the same one I filled out 4 years ago, but it's awesome. Like, it's crazy once you start filling this in, how you're running out of room, because you're like, oh, I thought of 5 more neighbors. There's only, X amount of lines here, and then just whoever you think of. So it's got this, you can find in tools in our back office, but also I'll be posting this on our team page, so you'll have access to all of these documents. But basically, this is just kind of one of those like mind joggers, like it just helps you think of people to put on your list. So you're going to be able to fill in a bunch of it really quickly, and then other parts of it might take a little bit more time, but no big deal. It's a living document. Just keep adding to it as you think of people. When you're out in the community, you might think of some more people. Maybe keep a little section in your cell phone in your under notes of like contact, possible prospects, that type of thing. And then what you're going to want to do is book 6 to 8 parties in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So this is the tried and true way to launch your Wildtree business. I realize this isn't necessarily going to work for every single person, but if you can try to give it your best shot, what's going to happen is you're going to get lots of people familiar with Wildtree. So even if you don't plan on continuing to do, 1 to 2 parties a week after that, you will have gotten lots of practice, lots of exposure, and then you can kind of reevaluate and scale back to what you want your business to look like. If you're thinking, she's out of her mind and I have no desire to do 6 to 8 parties ever in my life, I'm going to do my business different, that's okay too. But I'm just telling you guys, this is a tried and true way to be successful, promote to team leader, be making the maximum income that you can from Wildtree, is to really just get out there and get in front of people. So we encourage you to schedule a double launch party where you're hosting 2 tasting parties in 1 week. So I did mine on a Sunday afternoon and a Tuesday evening, because what happens is then you're reaching a lot of people. So I had 12 people on Sunday and 21 people on the Tuesday evening party. So, some people can do a weekend, or they can do an evening, or vice versa, whatever. So it just is great if you have 2 date options for people. And why do we say do 2 tasting parties versus freezer meal workshops? Number 1, you could do it at short notice. You can do tasting party next week, right now. You can do it tomorrow or the next day, really. If you have enough time to invite some people, you can just whip it out. It's no big deal. Number 2, you don't have to, there's not a pre-purchase required to come to a freezer or to a tasting party, like a freezer meal workshop. Granted, when we do freezer meal workshops, we like to, always have people still come, even if they don't purchase a workshop kit. We want them to still come and learn and taste food. But it seems like hostesses start to kind of get on that path of just inviting for the workshop, people ordering kits, and sometimes some of those people just miss out if they weren't planning on buying a kit, and they don't know if they're really supposed to come if they didn't purchase a kit or whatever. So just doing these first ones as tasting parties, short notice, no pre-purchase required, and you're just familiarizing people with Wildtree, especially if you're in an area where Wildtree is new. Tasting parties are going to be key, because people really need to come in and it's like see, touch, feel, taste, you know what I mean, and kind of get familiar with it before they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to buy this kit for, $85 or whatever it comes out to. They're not sure what they're spending the money on. They don't quite get it. So once you can kind of introduce it to them, they taste the food, they learn how amazing the quality is, and their meal planning is done for them, it's going to make a big difference. And then you'll be able to either book parties or have people order workshop kits at your tasting party, and then they can come back to your house in a couple weeks and assemble those kits, And so essentially you're doing 2 tasting parties followed by a freezer meal workshop 2 weeks later. So if you think about 6 to 8 parties, you just took care of 3 of the 6 to 8 parties by hosting on your own, and you're inviting everybody under the sun that you can possibly think of. So the other parties that you're going to book are, you're going to start with your inner circle. So we all hopefully have those people we can count on that would just help us because they love us, right? So our upline executive director, Mandy, always says, like, if you were selling underwater basket weaving lessons, they would still like host a party for you because they just love you. So who are those people, your go-to people, the people you can count on? They might not live near you. That's okay. They can host a party long distance. You can send them the little party pack of the samples for all the different food, and you can hop on Zoom just like we are right now and do a long distance party. No problem. whatever works for you. If you're good at the Facebook party thing and you think that would work, go for it. I'm not very good at the Facebook stuff, so I'm not the right person to ask about that. But if you've had a lot of success with other things on Facebook, you can try to do a Facebook party as well. It's going to be a little different. You're not going to, people are going to be like sampling food. They're not going to be together and stuff, but it's still another way that you can introduce people to Wildtree. So the next group of people that you are going to want to reach out to are people kind of in your outer circle. So these would be people who, like, when you were like, I'm going to sign up in this Wildtree business, who came to your mind like right away? I know this would be so great for this person, because like maybe that person's really into fitness, or maybe it's a busy soccer mom who, is just running like mad, and getting dinner on the table is like the worst part of her day. Somebody with dietary restrictions, celiac disease or peanut allergies or different things like that. So who comes to your mind that Wildtree could really be helpful to? And then you're going to want to spend your time inviting by sending personal text messages and or calling people, because personal invitations work the best. Like in this world of technical everything, social media, like people really respond more if you're just individually reaching out to them. And when I hosted my very successful launch parties, I didn't even have an invitation at all. The rep who signed me up was just like, hey, just reach out to people, and stuff. So I was just texting like, hey, I'm doing this, da 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 da, and people came. So I feel like that personal, simple invitation works best. We can give you some words to use for that if that would be helpful. And then when you are talking to people, use the words like, I thought of you because, and that really personalizes it, and it doesn't sound as salesy, because you're really trying to help them with, solving a problem that really they have. And it's not just this general whole like umbrella of everybody needs this for whatever reason. So, you might say, I thought of you because like, I know you are running kids like a taxi driver. You're basically an Uber driver mom. And I'm sure, is dinner time ever stressful for you? And she'll probably answer, yes, it's crazy, insane. Okay. I was just feeling like you could be like Mom of the Year award if you had these freezer meals in your freezer. And all you had to do is just pop it in the crock pot. So when you get home from running kids all over Carnation, you would have a healthy dinner waiting for you guys, when you get back, something like that. Okay. So I'm cruising through here. Sorry guys, I'm talking so fast, but I have lots of information to share. Okay, the next, number 6 was use your time wisely, but really I kind of already went through that with the power hour. It's just no matter what, be sure you're doing the right income producing activities. When you're saying like you're spending time working your Wildtree business in your office, it doesn't count if you spent your entire week just watching training videos. Like, because yeah, that's good that you have information, but it's not going to make you any money. It's not going to, give you any sales or any new recruits if you're just taking all the information in and then keeping it for yourself, So the most important thing you can do is spend time host coaching, because once you have that hostess, you want to get in front of as many people as possible. So do a really good job reaching out to your hostesses. The next thing is do your event follow-up. So that, your leads from the events that you've had, you're making sure you follow up with those people in 24 to 48 hours while they're still excited about what they learned. Then you're going to be wanting to do your booking reach outs, try to get your calendar full. And then people that you could really see and want on your Wildtree team, talk to them about the business opportunity and, compliment them and say like, you are such an excited, amazing person. Like, I would love to have you on my team. Like, I could just see how well you would do in something like this. And so really be mindful of like, who can you see bringing into the business? Because ultimately that's where you're going to make the most money long-term, is just really building an organization. So let's see. I already talked about some of this. Okay. So now number 7, you've booked your first parties. Now what do you do? Okay. So you're going to, I guess I can get off of this screen. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to do one more in a second. Okay. So you booked your first parties. Now what? You're going to want to practice your demo. So Sonara Brown is a top earner in our company. She's the one making $55,000, $60,000 a month, doing the same thing that we're talking about right now. Excuse me. And so she has put together a video of her doing what she calls the catalog walk. Our new catalog is so amazing. It covers not only like the solutions we offer, the products that we sell, but also you flip it over and turn it upside down, and it has all of the like business opportunity stuff with some fun pictures and people's stories and things in there. So now it's kind of awesome because you can really use the catalog to do your demo at your party. So I will be posting her video so that you guys can go onto our team page and watch that. So watch Sanara's catalog walk video. And then at your parties, focus on the business opportunity. I use my parties as a paid recruiting appointment. Like when I go in, my main focus is who here could be my next team member. And it's not like I'm going in like, who am I going to recruit? But that's where my mindset is, okay? So when I'm having conversations, I'm not like, please buy a $10 spice. I'm more like looking at the big picture. And then obviously we're talking about the business opportunity, booking parties, the solutions that Wildtree offers, and solving the problems that your customers have by asking questions, not assuming that we know the problem that they have, but asking a question like, what's your biggest dinner time dilemma? That's a question I have people answer when they introduce themselves at my parties. What that does is it helps me help them so that I'm offering a solution that fits with them. For an example, one person might say, I'm just crazy busy. I don't have time to make dinner. It's a struggle every day. The next person might say, I have all the time in the world, but I'm just bored with the recipes I've been making, all of our life. So when you're telling one person about all these great flavors and variety, and she just really wants a quick, easy, somewhat healthy dinner on the table, you're not going to resonate with her. So by asking just a simple question, you can really cater your conversation with that person to what's going to help them and kind of make them the hero in their own house. So we've got the different solutions of our make ahead freezer meals, our make fast meals, which are our staples, taco seasoning, spaghetti seasoning, and then the skillet meals, which are organic, low sodium versions of Hamburger Helper. And then we have our make fresh / dinners in a dash monthly special that you can talk about. And then our make anytime meals, which is our complete nutrition shake. What I really encourage, even though our shakes are our first auto delivery product, and you could really market the shakes individually, what I'm encouraging you to do, if you are really trying to get your business off the ground or wanting to make it a little bit more solid than it might be right now, is just treat our shakes as one of the different solutions that you share at your parties for now. And focus on booking the amount of parties that you want to have that you can fit on your calendar and getting in front of as many people as possible at those parties, okay? And then when you're out in the community, maybe someone that you run into, you're at a fitness club, the shakes might be perfect for that person there. You might offer the shakes, but don't get off of like what our business was founded and really was made solid from. And that's just really like our tasting parties, our freezer meal workshops, and being in front of people. So as much of that as you can fit into your calendar, you're going to see the success of your business a little bit faster that way. Okay, at your parties, you are going to, let's see here. You're going to want to make sure that everybody fills out one of these customer care surveys. You can find these in our in your back office in tools. Just search survey or whatever, it'll pop up. Again, I'll post this on our team page as well. But anyways, have people fill this out at your party. If you have time to have a one-on-one conversation with them then at the party, fine. But sometimes it gets a little hectic. You're doing a checkout station at the end of your party and you're not, it's just everybody's ready to do their order and get going and they're filling out their survey and you're like, it's rush hour. So don't even sweat it. If that happens, that's okay. Just make sure you do your follow-up in the next 24 to 48 hours after your party. Look at these surveys and really reach out to people like, I noticed you had some interest in this. Like, tell me a little bit more about that. What questions can I answer for you? Again, if you have questions about how to approach people with these surveys, reach out to us. We are here to help you. But I don't want you to feel like, you failed because you didn't have a chance to talk to that individual person at the party. It happens to me still all the time. just depending on the flow of the party. So don't beat yourself up. Just make sure no matter what, you have everybody fill out a customer care survey, because that tells you a lot about their interests when you go home, okay? And then we have 2 minutes left till this is going to cut us off. So I feel like I've just been a whirlwind crazy speed talker, but I think I might be able to finish this last end. Okay, so the deadlines and monthly targets. If you are brand new in Wildtree, you have a free shipping voucher, okay? So that is good for your first 30 days in the business. Use your free shipping voucher to pick up some of the full-size products that match the things that come in your party packs. You've got the Italian and Mexican party packs. Buy the large size spaghetti, large size taco seasoning, large size Alfredo. Those things, because people are going to want the visual next to the samples, and then they're going to be out, and then you upsell a little bit by having that larger product sitting there. You can still use it for cooking at home. I always just make sure I have, at least an inch in the bottom of my container. So we have a supplement your starter kit document that I will post that gives you ideas of what to use your free shipping voucher with. You can spend up to $400 with your free shipping voucher and not pay shipping, and then you'll get your discount on top of that, which is awesome. We have monthly targets each month. You're going to want to aim to hit $350 in personal volume by the 10th of the month. Good news, if you're using your free shipping voucher, that counts towards your volume. So as long as you get that in by the 10th of the month, you will get $15 in business bucks. And then if you do it again by the 25th of the month, you'll get another $10 in business bucks. So if you shoot for those two targets, to have a minimum of the $700 in sales each month, that'll give you $25 in business bucks. You use that to buy more catalogs, party packs, all that good stuff. So it doesn't come out of your commission. And then as you progress, you have some different other monthly targets. And I'm going to post this because I know this is going to cut me off any second. So what I want to leave you guys with is your action steps. Commit to your dreams and goals and your vision and get excited. Determine what it will take. Talk to your upline leader to help you make a plan.